Howdy everyone, Runt9 here, and welcome back to Runt9 Plays Nova Drift. In the last episode, we had some more wonderful fun with charge shot and burst fire and multiple projectiles and all that kind of stuff, but with a weapon that I traditionally wouldn't use, Torrent. It was a lot of fun. And I mean, you're tempting me with another one of these split shot runs, but I just started one that I actually want to get back to. And that's doing a battery pulse run. And it's because battery, and also I would consider Courser as an option as well. It's just that I believe Courser has like lowered projectile size and stuff, and battery has increased projectile size, and that seems more interesting to me from a pulse perspective. And I wanted to go Halo on this as well, because I do think the burn damage on it is pretty good. You guys know my love for Halo and the various different builds that we run, especially the dart spam one, just helping out with that early damage. And it did give us battery. I will just hop right on that and not think too hard about it. And so heavy caliber is a tough one because it does help. I believe that blast radius, I don't remember if blast radius actually increases the size of pulse. I think it does, but definitely magnitude for the damage. And double tap, like, we are probably going to go that route, but not necessarily right off the bat. And pulse doing a bunch of damage is actually good with incendiary strike. That's not something that I want to do right this second. I do want payload, and we definitely want charge shot. You know, this isn't a charge shot burst fire build, like in the sense that it's different and all that, but it is kind of that kind of build because that's the way that I like to build a regular pulse run. I haven't done a regular pulse run in ages, so I'm excited about doing this, honestly. You know, I think that pulse is a lot of fun. You just kind of have to use it correctly, and I don't always use it correctly. But definitely grab Candescence. We're going to want corrosion and all that good stuff. Improved thrusters helps out a lot when you're dealing with battery. You can already see being able to one-shot these guys is a very big positive. We do want our shield to actually regenerate at some point. Shield cooldown, definitely an upgrade that I would be very happy to see. But you can see that just charge shot plus pulse is fantastic, especially when you combine it with battery, giving us 2 pulses side by side. Get a little bit of burn damage going on there, and you know, you got a stew cooking. You go Deadly Wake for sure. Polar Inversion would pull them in, which seems like a good idea, except for I fear for the crash damage. We may like pick that up later. I do know that like it is very good with pulse, especially when you start adding some double taps and some burst fires into the mix, because then you pull them into, you know, the second and third hits. But again, I just think that that's a little too much spice for right now. I mean, that's a really easy baby jug kill. Get terminate. I don't think that we want blink. It is a lot of good mobility, but I think we're not going to go that route. Weapon projectiles. Well, we don't have very many projectiles, so I don't think Death Blossom is good. I thought it would just fire the weapon a couple more times, but no, the projectiles are bad. So we'll go Blast Radius, and yeah, I think that Blast Radius does work with Pulse as you would expect it to. And so we aren't going to go Concentrated Blast, but we are going to want to, you know, keep increasing Blast Radius. And the whole situation with do you go heavy caliber or not is really just, are you able to deal with the knockback, or the recoil, I guess I should say. And traditionally I would say 1 or 2 is okay, but you know, we'll kind of see how things go. I'm not opposed to picking up Obsession and grabbing a couple heavy calibers. I think that 1 or 2 double taps or just a single, you know, rate of fire, burst fire mod is okay, but I wouldn't want to go much further than that just because it already has kind of a low rate of fire. And we want to make sure that we don't decrease our rate of fire because of how many problems it can cause. So the increased weapon damage here, even though the velocity doesn't matter, is probably a good pickup. And again, I think Incendiary Strike is actually good here. Kinetic Boost can end up being very, very beneficial as well, especially with Aegis and emergency systems. But I think just the raw hull strength, again, combined with Battery having a higher base hull, seems like a good pickup. And we are going to go Gemini plus Essence Sap because it's me and it's kind of just what I do. Picking up Terminate would be very nice. Blitz is actually fantastic with Pulse. So as long as that doesn't happen where you accidentally set the target on fire first, but you know, details. So sitting in here, we can get some good damage down with Halo in addition to using our pulses. And you can see that it does plenty of damage even without Terminate aiding us in our kill. So know that I'm not, you know, at peak entertainment value at the moment. You know, I'd say that I'm, you know, if we're talking a 1 out of 10 scale with 11 being the highest, I'm probably sitting at about a 7 right now. And you know, it's just, I talked about this in the Fort Triumph video I just recorded, the last episode for the week. Same day this is coming out. Honestly, like, give me Essence Sap first, we'll come back for Terminate. And I said I would pick up an Obsession. You know, picking up 1 round of heavy caliber, plating is a good one. To deal with some of the recoil additions. All good stuff. But, you know, I'd say that I'm probably at a 7. It was a long weekend and just have a lot going on right now. And so, you know, I don't think that's an excuse for me performing poorly as far as, you know, being a content creator is concerned. It's more of just like, hey, here's why I, you know, am trying my best, but may not be as good as I want to be for you guys. And you could say, well, then just don't record right now. And I'm like, well, but now's a great time to record. Emmy's got a neat little Roll20 thing going on with some of her friends. And so, you know, now's a good time to just kind of hang out, get a little bit of recording done Monday evening, since I have all this extra time. I think Corrosion is good, but I'm going to dip into Rate of Fire first. So do I want to pick up Heavy Caliber here? It does lower our rate of fire, which again is a little sketch. I don't think we need Terminate right now, so I think we will grab 1 round of Heavy Caliber. Give me the shield cooldown as well. And so let's just like take a gander at what the knockback is. Like let's stand still for a second. That's not much knockback. We can deal with that. I don't think I want to go for another round, at least not without grabbing some knockback or weapon recoil resistance. There are a couple different ways to get that. So I think that I want that before we grab any more heavy calibers. But so far, definitely seeming to be beneficial. Increased weapon damage, increased size, charge shot doing what it does. We are going to want Rancor on this build for sure. And, you know, I don't necessarily want to go Solar Heart because that's like super duper spicy. But trying to find some way to do a little bit of self-damage may not be the worst idea in the world. So against a Scion, I mean, basically, we gotta just kind of deal with the fact that until the phase where the Scion starts... Sorry. Completely unable to speak English right now. Honestly, like, I should learn another language just so when my English skills go bad at the end of a day, I just can start speaking another language. Because apparently English is a language that I fail to be able to speak it sometimes, as you can see right now. Defiance is the thing that I've been trying to remember for a while now. That gives us 8% recoil resistance and some self-damage resistance and some thrust reduction resistance. All fantastic things. There's absorption to get us some plating. And yeah, I think it's probably time to go ahead and grab Burst Fire. Now, you can already see like how bad it is from a, you know, getting our weapon back up and ready to go again perspective. So I'm just going to keep clicking for a second and kind of see. Okay, so, you know, there is a long delay. We're definitely not taking any double taps. But we are also at a point of like, just dodge and get ready for the next wave. Because you will kill a good chunk of a wave with this burst. Corrosion and Rupture also going to be big pieces. And, you know, more ways that we can deal damage without using our weapon as well is going to be very beneficial for us. So again, not going to pick up another heavy caliber right now. I'm going to hit a reroll on that one. Corrosion is a big one. Rancor is a big one. Rancor is actually a huge one, I should say. Because now, like, what if we tank a round of this to the face? Not 2 rounds of it to the face. Oops. Yeah, Rancor can do a lot of wonderful stuff for us. You know, I think shield effect radius is actually something we want with Halo. Yeah, you know what? The burst fire, I actually think that maybe just a single double tap and not going into burst fire would have been better. The downtime between shots is really high, and I hate dealing with that. I'm very, very bad at dealing with that. Wait for them to get in a little closer and then just bop them all at once. I mean, I do like the wave clear abilities. You know, being able to knock out a Celestial in one hit is obviously very good. These guys die mostly to halos, so just get in close and drop that on them. I do think that Terminate is a good pickup here. I do think Mastery is obviously something very important that we are going to want. How does Calibrate help us? You know, I just really think that not going into the Calibrate tree, although I do like the thought of Incendiary Strike. We're gonna go for it. It is also another 5% weapon damage. So we'll go that route, even though I don't think it's necessarily as good as it could be. That was a little spicy. We took quite a lot of damage there. But man, like, when we pop a full burst, it does do a great amount of damage. Okay, this is bad though. This is very bad. We need our shield to regenerate so that we can actually kill these things before... Hold on. Ah! This is not a good build. This is not a good build. Okay, note to self, don't take burst fire on Pulse anymore. Like a single double tap is probably okay, but no more than that. Like even with Obsession having 2 double taps, we would have been in probably a bad spot. Okay. Splinter, I don't think is any good here. This is only for projectiles. And then High Explosive, I think, is a good pickup. And we probably will want to work into Adaptive Armor. I think that Rebuke can be pretty good for us. Actually, you know what? Shield Effect Radius, though. Shield Effect Radius increased with Radiant Shields, and then dropping into Weaponized Shields. I think all of those are beneficial pickups for us. Our burn damage is a powerful ally in the fight against the endless onslaught of alien ships. Yeah, I really don't like the downtime between bursts. I mean, even with the power-up giving us the increased rate of fire, I'm just like, dude, it's so bad. I mean, that's obviously like a ton of damage, but you gotta dodge so much while you wait. Energized shields, I mean, it would decrease our rate of fire, give us faster shield cooldown. I mean, it's good, but also bad. Definitely, like, can we get Gemini Protocol, by the way? Warpath, yes, but up to 30% rate of fire really still isn't that beneficial. Give me a reroll. No more heavy calibers. Radiant shields is slower shield cooldown and lower max shields, but then we get a nice big halo radius to work with. Honestly, like, I kind of want to take a couple hits and then Rancor. Kind of like that. Okay, see, like, that was a good chunk of damage from a single round of pulses. And even without letting Rancor charge up a big one, it's still pretty good. We can kill the ad and still do damage to the boss there. Just don't really have a long-term plan for how we're going to get past, like, say, the Seraph, maybe? But we got the kill there, but it was spicy, to say the least. This is one of those runs that I'm like, I could see this hitting 500,000, but I could also see this with us dying, like, literally at any point. I do think Polar Inversion would be another good pickup, so that enemies are drawn into our pulses. And I kind of mentioned it when we first saw polar inversion early on, and I think that it holds true. I just would need to see it again in order to pick it up, you know? So we don't have a health bar here on the jug. It is bugged, so I don't think we can pull out of the singularity. Nope. Okay, well, just dodge forehead. Okay, good essence sap situation. Just keep essence sapping and get your shield off cooldown. Okay, we were able to kill that whole wave, but barely. I don't see this run being successful. Like, at this point, we're probably close to the point of like, yeah, we'll get this to YouTube, but pretty much the threshold is, did I get to and beat wave 100? Yes or no? Honestly, like, another Defiance, though, is kind of good. I actually think that another Defiance is really good here. It's another plating. It's more recoil resistance, so we could potentially look at more heavy calibers. Dodge, though. Dodge, please. Dodge. That's not how you dodge. One moment, please. Radio silence, by the way. Okay, cluster mines. How about we wait until our shield is off cooldown? I don't know that we can. Ah, crap. All right, I think we're probably dead here. I'm doing my best. Come on, save it. Ready for upgrade. Mastery. Good pickup. Give me rate of fire. We have corrosion ticking. We have essence sap doing what it does. We are almost dead, but still somehow alive. Good damage. Fantastic damage. Light them on fire and let essence sap do the good work for us. Just, man, I wish we had more rate of fire. I wish that we didn't have this incredibly awful downtime between shots. But hey, you know what? That's also part of the fun of games like this, is adapting to a bad run and seeing how long can you make the bad run be successful. And again, I could see this hitting 500,000, but I could also see us dying to the Seraph just as easily. Let's grab Gemini here. Obviously a big pickup for our survivability since our shield cooldown is a little on the slow side. Like, this is where I'm glad that we have Halo, but also glad that eventually we will actually shoot and do a ton of damage. Let them start heading towards us and then do the boom. Do the big boom. So here's Seraph time. Let's see what our damage is. Okay, so that's about like maybe an 1/8 or a 1/10 in one hit. So I think we'll be okay. It's gonna be spicy though. Honestly, I don't really like any of those. Armor is not a bad idea. I would consider flash shielding, honestly. As spicy as it might be. We could pick up another Defiance, Rupture, Juggernaut, all good pickups. The thing is, Juggernaut on battery makes you really slow, but also Juggernaut on battery gives you a ton of hull. So I think we will actually take that, as bad as it may be, and then just like, when you see a Lance, try to dodge it, and just keep bursting. You know, ABC, always be charging. You know the mantra. Get in there, and oh, what a big Rancor shot, but we are probably dead. I can't imagine us living through this Seraph fight. I cannot see us making it past this Seraph fight. Let Essence Sap do what it does. Just dodge everything you can. There's the kill. We will put this up on YouTube. I'll give you guys a quick meme run. That was just... Battery with Pulse is already good. You don't need to add Burst Fire onto it. You know, being able to charge up the way that we want to. So what do I want to do for a meme build? Oh, I don't know. Maybe do like Courser grenade spam or something. Let's do like battery flak. I've never done that before. I wonder if battery flak is any good. I feel like it's probably bad, but I also feel like the angle might not be as awful as I think it is. And then, honestly, like, give me convergence with projectile spread. Like, make all of the projectile spread and send flak all over the stratosphere. I mean, yeah, it's a meme build, but give me Gemini essence. That's just, it's what I do, and the meme build is this part of it. You are going to have to give me battery, though. Or courser. Minus damage, blast radius, and size, minus spread, plus rate of fire. I'm going to reroll. We've got 3 more. We'll probably get battery, and there it is on the next reroll. Okay, easy enough. Magnitude for sure. And then, yeah, I'm going to go for convergence for the just insane amount of projectile spread without having to dip into volley that just completely neuters our weapon and other facets. So this seems kind of bad so far, but I think if we could get more projectile spread... Well, the thing is, though, what does battery do again? It's increased damage by 15% and 20% increased size. It does also give minus spread, and I guess I kind of forgot about that aspect, but, you know, it is actually, like, a lot of damage, even though you kind of have to do the incredibly annoying broadside aiming that I am very bad at. I mean, I'm not against doing a charge shot build here, because charge shot plus flak is really good. I mean, an early obsession is plenty good for all of the lulls. Give me guidance for the targeting. And I know that we're going to go like heavy caliber and stuff like that. I know that targeting reduces the velocity, which increases the degradation rate, which is very bad for flak. I am completely aware of it. This is a meme build. Keep that in mind. We're trying some stuff here. So I am going to want rate of fire, but we're not going to take burst fire on this one. We kind of just learned our lesson a little bit there. We are going to want antimatter rounds because antimatter rounds with flak is incredible. And yeah, I think that the projectile targeting is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be, because we have kind of a good base size. And so if we go kind of above the wave and just let the targeting do what it does and just kind of like always be firing. I mean, it's not our ABCs, it's our ABFs, but you know, I'm okay with switching up the acronym for one run. You love to see an early defiance. I mean, especially since I 110% do want to pick up heavy calibers for this. And then there's charge shot. Well, I also saw convergence, but like charge shot allows us the opportunity to let our projectile targeting have some fun. We are going to probably want calibrate, even though that increases velocity. It does also increase targeting, but I think it's still a net positive. And yeah, this actually isn't as bad as I thought it might be. It's still pretty bad, like, don't get me wrong, this is bad, but it's not nearly as bad as I was expecting. There's a heavy caliber. And okay, yeah, that's kind of hilarious. The shots are huge, they degrade incredibly quickly, and they have pretty good targeting, honestly. We can just kind of sit back here and, I mean, you do still kind of have to fire off your broadsides. That's why I want the incredible projectile spread, so we can just kind of fire wherever we want and it'll figure it out. Give me a reroll on that. I mean, the volley tree is just so bad. No, I can't warrant it. It's just too bad. There's velocity, and you know, I think that this is kind of hilarious, actually. I want calibrate, and I will take snipe as well. I mean, honestly, like, the damage on that wasn't bad. Is it as good as our pulse run was? No, but is it still good? Yeah. And it's also kind of funny. And, you know, even though I want to increase projectile spread, not decrease it, I am not against taking some wild strikes, wind strikes, whatever they're called. Just because adding more flak projectiles would kind of be a good thing, I think. Yeah, so it still fires too far out to the sides for the projectile targeting to really do much, but we will go ahead and pick up snipe here and take a bunch of damage from those missiles. I mean, being able to one-shot those torpedo shooters is quite good, actually. Ah, so much damage. We have to actually dodge them. I'm not used to dodging them. I'm used to just killing them or having like Halo burn the torpedoes for me, or being a firefly and turning around and burning them, or corrosion doing the work. You get the point. Splinter seems pretty good. And yeah, just try to take down the torpedo shooters kind of quickly, since it seems like that's going to be a pain point. And then just keep doing damage. Like, the damage is not bad. It's just kind of awkward to use, which, I mean, that's battery in a nutshell. But battery, when it works, and when you utilize its strengths, can be quite powerful, to say the least. Battery, like, probably the best battery build I've ever run is with salvo, because you fire more shots, and that is obviously a good thing when you're talking about salvo. Okay, we have the big O here, but we kind of have the last wave to deal with, and, you know, we're running into some issues here. There's convergence, like I said, one that I was interested in picking up. I think that one double tap may not be the worst idea in the world, but we already kind of have a low rate of fire. I'm not gonna risk it. I do want terminate, since we are dealing with this guy. Honestly, give me another heavy caliber, because I think it's kind of hilarious. And we're gonna want some defiance for sure. Now we're starting to get there. Because of the recoil, the shots are kind of going every which way. All right, I'm probably just gonna die here because I'm bad. Maybe not. Maybe we're still alive. Nope. Okay, we're dead. I tried. I took face tanked a whole bunch of damage and just had a hard time figuring out what I was doing. I'm tired. I think that even though it's still a good time to record, I'm gonna stop recording for the night. That was 2 very bad runs. So didn't get a high score on the first one, and realistically, like, getting a high score should be the mark for YouTube, but this is a decent, fun stuff and all that. This is going to YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know your feedback, likes, dislikes, comments, all that good stuff. In addition, subscribe to the channel for significantly better content than what you just saw in this video. Thank you very much if you stuck with me all the way through. And in addition, check out the link tree in the description for the community Discord. Come hang out there at Runt9 Plays on Twitter and twitch.tv/Runt9 Plays. 5 days a week streaming. Nova Drift makes a regular appearance there as well. And I believe we're now 7 followers away from our 50 follower charity stream goal. Come help us hit that by the end of April. But until the next episode, I'm Runt9, and I will see you later.